Random Jog Vlog.
I have a longtime viewer who has repeatedly requested that I review The Perfect Weapon from 1991, starring Jeff Speakman. Well, it's been uploaded to YouTube in a bootleg 480p fashion, but I swear I caught it on, maybe it was Hulu Plus some years back. So here's my review. Jeff Speakman plays the role of Jeff. He's a construction worker, but also a Kenpo karate master, and by master I mean he practices dance moves in his living room. Jeff decides to call an old friend who just so happens to be hassled by the Korean town mafia. En route to investigate, we're treated to Jeff's entire backstory in a flashback exposition dump, showing how he was a troubled kid who was turned to Kenpo to focus his anger. He eventually kicks a football player and is exiled from the city. Jeff arrives, kicks some butt. His old friend Mako is murdered by WWF wrestler Professor Tanaka, whom you may know as
Plane Zero.
Jeff is out for revenge now, teams with Rufio, and you can figure out the rest. Aside from The Power by Snap, the music is straight bad. The Perfect Weapon is not a terrible looking movie though. It has a theatrical release early 90s look, but you'd need to see it in HD to notice. Despite being under 90 minutes, there's a lot of waste and filler byproducts of a terribly structured script. For example, the opening construction scene is unnecessary. There's also the baffling inclusion of Mariska Hargitay. This was years before Law & Order SVU. She's prominently billed and has 0 lines. She just looks at Jeff. It would have been stronger for Jeff to talk to some old friends now that he's back in town. At least seek advice from the old master. And given the runtime, a love story plot between Mariska and Jeff would have been nice. Maybe she could have been the usual kidnapped victim. That could have provided something. You can't go including characters like this without using them in some way that ties into the story. If The Perfect Weapon has anything going for it, it's better than average fights, which is a low bar to beat. Jeff Speakman appears well versed, but it's a shame these fights aren't cinematic or dynamic enough to be more than just forgettable. In this cast, you have Shang Tsung, who was also the same year the villain in Showdown in Little Tokyo. He even did some fighting in Rising Sun. Provides no resistance in this movie. At 60, Tanaka just doesn't have the agility in him to make the climactic face-off memorable. Jeff Speakman is also personable, reasonably charismatic, and another victim of the early 90s martial arts boom who didn't get a second shot. I give The Perfect Weapon 2 out of 4 stars. So we're at the part of the video where I have to beg you to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, because subscribe doesn't really account to anything other than YouTube might someday send me a plaque.